Delegation is going to fix a lot of problems when you are working with JavaScript. Instead of, for example, creating a bunch of different buttons with different event listeners, we can use delegation. If you remember, when you click in one of these, you can pass the event, and also if you use event target, you will have access to the element that trigger that event. So I think an example is going to be easier. We're gonna add delegation right here, and we're gonna add the following. We're gonna add something like document.body, and we're gonna add event listener. Then we're gonna listen for a click, and we're gonna add something like remove product from cart. Then we're gonna add the function. Then we're gonna pass this name, remove product from cart. We're gonna pass the E because we need the event, and we're gonna console log this event. So you can see the event listener is on the body. So if we reload this and you click here, you can see that this is going to listen for events that happens into the body. And not exactly what we are looking for, because I want to listen for changes or clicks in these remove buttons. If we take a look here, for example, and let's scroll to the top, you can see that these X are using this anchor and they have this class called remove. So we can add something like this. We can add console.log and we can add e.target. So save this and click on here, for example. You can see that this is going to fire the target, the element that is triggering this function. If you click here on cleared cart, you can see we have another one. If you click in one of these, you can see that we have this. So we need to access this class with the value remove. So we can add a dot again called class list like this, and this is going to print the class of the element that is being clicked. So click here and you can see that we have this DOM token list. We have the classes. You can also add a class name if you want the full string. So click here. You can see we have the full string, but I think we're gonna use class list for this example. So click here. You can see that this contains 5 different classes. You can click here. This one contains this remove class. Clear card. This one contains 2 different classes. So we're gonna use something like this. So in this example, we're looking for a class called remove. We're gonna add an if, and we're gonna copy this, and paste this inside the if statement. So then we need to check the class of the element that is firing this function. And you're gonna use .contains. .contains is going to check for a class into this class list, contains. So we're gonna check for remove, which is going to be the class that you will find in these anchors that we have here. So for example, we can add something like console.log. We're gonna add yes. We're gonna add an else, and here we're going to add console.log. No, something like this. So let's open the browser again. Click here on the add to cart, and you can see it says no. And we can comment this line. You can see it says no. You can click here. It also says no, and it's opening also the different page. Click here. You can see it says no, no, and it couldn't find anything. So let's open this. Click here, and you can see we have yes. So finally, we can add something here. We can add, for example, e.target, and we can make some traversing. And I'm gonna add console.log, e.target, and we're gonna add a dot, and we're gonna make a traversing from the children to the parent. We're gonna add parent element right here. So save this again, open this, click here, and you can see that this is going to print the table data, which is this part. We need to make we need to go one level up to open this TR or this TR. So we're gonna add parent element again, and save this. Open the card, click here, and now you can see we have the wall table row. So from here we can add something like, and I'm gonna remove everything. That remove is going to remove this from the DOM. So save this, open this again, click here, and now you can see we remove that. Click here, and now this remove the other one. So normally you will be more specific with your delegation because we have a body right here, and this is going to listen for clicks in all the places. Also, normally you will have only the if statement. So we can make this more specific. If we inspect the code right here, you can see that we have this ID called shopping cart, and we're gonna select this. For example, we're gonna create a const shopping cart is going to be equals to document query selector and the ID shopping cart, and from here we can remove this and add shopping cart right here, cut this and place this here on the bottom, and it's going to be like this, or delegation, you can see. So open this, click here, and you can see that this is working. So let's make another quick example. Let's say, for example, that we are targeting this add to cart. If you scroll a little, you will find that everything is wrapped inside this courses list. So we're gonna create another one. Add to cart, and we're gonna add const course list is going to be equals to document query selector, and we're gonna select this ID. Then we're gonna add course list. It's going to be equals to an event listener. We're looking for any click, and we're gonna add to cart like this. Then I'm gonna remove this. We're gonna create a function. Function add to cart, like this is going to be better. Then we need to pass this E, since we need to access this E target. So we can, for example, copy this. And in this case, we're looking for the class called add to cart. You can see it's right here. So add to cart, and we're gonna add to cart. And right here, I'm gonna add console.log course added. Something like this, something really simple. We're gonna develop this example a little more in the upcoming videos. So open the console, click here, and you can see we have course added. Click here, and you can see we have also course added. And you can click here in this one, you can see we also have course added. But this is the basics of delegations. You can see that doing this, you will have these listeners for specific classes. And this is going to be a much more cleaner way of working. Of course, if you only have one form right here, I recommend that you create the event listener like we saw in the previous examples. But if you have a lot of different options like this, a lot of different buttons, I recommend that you use delegations. Also for an example like this one, I recommend to use delegation. So in the next video, let's take a look at something called the local storage, one of the powerful new features that you will find on ECMAScript 6.